And we are live. Hello, everybody. I am here with James Watson, a rising rock star in the ASM Masters. Why don't you give us a little wave and a hello, James?
Hey Zane, hey everybody. Thank you for the invite. Great to be here.
Awesome, great to have you here. So, as I said, he's one of the rising stars in the ASM Masters group, and this isn't Amazing Selling Machine, the core. The group. This is Jason Fladlin's and Wilson Matos's private Facebook group. That when you go through their link, this is where you're at. So James is one of the many. We've got a few more interviews coming out over the next few days, but I wanted to touch base with him because they've been throwing up some impressive numbers here. In fact, James, do you feel comfortable telling us at least a ballpark of where you're at?
Yeah, no, I'm more than happy to because I realize it does inspire a lot of people. I remember when first got it started and I could see all the stories of people being
Hmm.
successful doing, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 25, 50,000, and more.
Right.
It's really inspiring. So I'm very happy to share my modest results so far because if it inspires someone else, then great.
Awesome. Awesome.
So basically, Zane, currently with we basically launched a second product about a month ago, literally to the day. And I'll tell you more about the first product, what happened with that in a moment. But the second product we launched about a month ago, and we have now done about $12,500 in revenue.
Whoa.
Literally 90% of that, if not more, is come from that second product. And we're trending to do about 15 to 20 a
Wow.
thousand per month.
Right?
Love it.
Oh, I would say that would also require.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely great. It's great to see that you can do such good numbers in such a short space of time. But I'm conscious there are people doing much more than that. But that alone, for many people, is life-changing income, and
Oh,
it's very
absolutely.
realistic.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So there's some impressive numbers right out of the gate. So my first question is, what is your background and how did you get into this? Like, what attracted you to this product, James?
Well, I must admit, I've had a big background in internet marketing. I'm going to admit that for my sins, since for about 4 or 5 years. And I've been a long time kind of fan of Mr. Fladlin and his
Hmm.
products, of course. And I have a business partner here in the UK, and we have run internet marketing courses, coaching trainings, and latterly, we focus more on coaching and training people how to build expert businesses, improve
Hmm.
their perceived authority in the marketplace. So primarily, I'm a coach, consultant, expert, but I've never lost the love for internet marketing. I just never really quite found the right business model that really jived with me. And this Amazon thing has really been it. I just fell in love with it from the moment I heard it, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I now bore people endlessly with it. Whoever will listen to me, right? Because it's just the passion of my life now.
Hmm. Hmm. No, and I've seen a lot of that too. A lot of internet marketers, and but now a lot of like people who are totally new to the whole concept, internet marketing, Amazon, everything. So it's good to see that it's not just the internet marketers who are running to this and say this is an awesome opportunity. There's also plenty of other people as well. So I'm wondering about the next question would be that since you got the product and obviously been successful with it. What are some highlights of the Amazing Selling Machine that made you feel more successful?
Well, I got to say, it's one of the most professionally produced, structured, and delivered training programs that I've ever come across. Right, and you probably know, Zane. I mean, in the internet marketing world, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of promise, and often the
Hmm.
reality disappoints. But I mean, what Matt Clark, Jason Katzenbach have done, and especially what Jason Fladlin, Will Matos have done to complement the core course is truly exceptional. It's actually several courses all within one. But the great thing about it is that it doesn't overwhelm you because you only need to follow what you need to learn at every step along the way. And I think that would be the thing that
Hmm.
really helped me. Rather than be overloaded with everything you need to do it all in once, they really broke it down into step by step. And that made it a lot easier because it is a little bit harder the first time you do anything. of course, right? So the
Hmm.
first time that you create a product, you put it on Amazon is always tougher. The second time, I got to tell you, was a breeze because
Yeah.
you've gone through all the learning in the first time, right?
Hmm.
But the guys have done a great job taking you through that process of everything you need to do, finding a product, finding a supplier, optimizing your listing, and then starting to promote it. I was very impressed.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually something I found just as impressive. And unlike you, we're actually in our first product, we're in that funky review stage, right, where you don't get a bunch of the reviews right at first, so you're just kind of with as they put it, hobbling with one leg off the wagon. You're just kind of trying almost there, and that's actually the point that my brother and business partner came to. He's like, well, like we learned a lot with the first product. Why don't we just focus on the second product and it'll be a breeze? And as we started investigating, we found the same results as you of, oh yeah, this is way easier than doing it the first time because we don't have to relearn it again.
Totally. You know what? Most people don't don't hit a home run with their first product, but the second product, they've generally made any mistakes they're going to make. They've got them out of the system. The second
Mhm.
product's normally the one that really works best.
Yeah, it's very inspiring to see because also we're like, well, okay, this is where we're at the first product, and then we see more and more people posting their numbers. I'm like, okay, we just need to get back out there and get a second product up. So very exciting stuff. So the next question, especially, which is why I'm glad you were the first person I interviewed, because you're in the UK, and that's
Mm,
something that comes up quite a bit. So did you
mm.
have any issues working outside the US? And if you did, what were they?
Well, it's a great question because you would think it would be much harder for people who are not based in the US
Mm,
to find products, to buy products, to private label them, to send them to Amazon's warehouses in America and sell them and have customers. You'd think it would be a lot harder than it actually is. It's amazingly, surprisingly straightforward. So really very few problems whatsoever. The only thing I can say is just if you're obviously trying to find and get some initial reviews and some initial
mhm.
sales, I obviously don't have too many friends in the US who I can call on. I would have more in the UK, but the great news is, as we both know, our friend Mr. Fladlin has also engineered a solution to that. So even new people joining now don't have to worry about that so much if they're outside of the US, because there are lots of other ways that we can engineer getting reviews and making sales without having friends or family in the US itself. So that's been taken away as well now.
Fantastic. No, that is great news to hear for everybody who's outside the US. Got to have the sound effects, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
you're having so much fun there, I can tell.
So the next question that I have, especially also, it has a little bit to do to help me as well. Okay, I'm going to fully admit that. But what's some advice that you would give to anyone who is struggling getting a product up now on Amazon?
Well, I was very lucky because working with Jason, I was able to put a short list of products together and then hop on a coaching call with a super expert, Mr. Matson Magleby, who helped coach me through his experience, which were the products that he preferred
Mm-hmm.
and which were the ones he recommended. But I got to say that the biggest challenge I have seen is people doubting themselves, and I had a little bit of that too. I was thinking, right, I got all these opportunities, but which one do you pick? I was a little bit
Right.
like
Yeah.
a child, a child in a candy store, right? So a kid in a candy store. So I didn't know which one to choose, and that indecision, right? The too many opportunities can often lead to procrastination
Yeah.
because you don't know which ones to decide. So that is the only danger, is having too many options and then thinking, oh my gosh, what do I do? And then not doing anything. You want to make sure that you avoid that at all costs. My advice is to remove the pressure from the first product. It's just to pick one, accept that it might not necessarily be the best one, as we said earlier already, and just accept it and just understand that you're learning the process with the first product. So
Mm-hmm.
remove all that pressure, makes it a lot easier, because a lot of people are looking for the perfect product the first time round, and it's very rare that ever happens. So just take that option off the table, right? Just accept it's not going to be perfect. Get it out there. Chances are you'll probably knock it out of the park anyway, right? That's the
Right.
reality with many people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's some excellent advice because I felt that same pressure that you were talking about
Right.
because when I got it back in October, I actually had like similar to you, I'm sure, had product creation commitments. Like this is the schedule that I've given myself, and this is the time, and I had no idea I'd be investing in the amazing selling machine. So I was like, okay, I have to put this on the back burner, which was totally the wrong thing to do, obviously. And then March came around, and I was like, okay, I sat down with my brother and brought him in and said, we need to hurry up and get this out, and it needs to be a slam dunk and all this stuff. And I put all that pressure on both of us. And really, like the best thing to do, like you said, is just get that first product up and out because you learn so much, so much. So actually, sorry, oh, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, I was going to say 100%. That's the big lesson. Just get it out there, get stuff done, because I remember what it was like when I was getting started. Everything is new, right? You got to create products, physical products. Most of us have not dealt with physical products before. The whole private labeling, the whole Amazon thing, the whole e-commerce thing, it's new to most of us, and that just, and it does feel uncomfortable when stuff is new for you. The best way to get rid of that is just to head straight into it and just get it done. And then it's now like, what's the big deal, right? You just
Right.
do it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I felt that same way about some advertising platforms we were talking about a little bit earlier,
Right.
right?
I hear
Yeah,
you. It's
yeah,
true. No, it's true.
yeah. So the final question I have actually it's what are some of the things that you would have done differently in the beginning? But I guess it's also like what did you do differently between product one and product two? I guess take your pick.
Yeah, and I'll tell the story of product one, and that will kind of tell you what I would do differently.
Okay.
Although I don't regret necessarily what I did, and I'll explain why. So our first product, it was a bit of a test, and that's quite a sensible way to view a first product, which means that we didn't go crazy by buying a ton of inventory until we had proven that the product would sell. We
Hmm.
actually only bought 200 units of our first product. But what happened was, and we launched it around January 13th. I remember it was the day one of the ASM Masters workshop at the Amazing Selling Machine event back in January in Austin.
Yeah.
So we started our promotion then. What happened was that by the beginning of February, this is about 3 weeks later, approximately, our product started to really take off. And I remember it well, it was Friday. Sales started to take off on the Friday. They went crazy on the Saturday. And by Sunday and Monday, we were almost running out of inventory because we'd only ordered 200 units. We were on the middle of page one for our main keyword, and the traffic was crazy. That was our first experience of the real volume that you can get from Amazon. That was the oh my God moment, right? We did
Right.
$1,600 in a day. And,
Wow.
that's the oh my God, this stuff is real, right? You only
Right.
believe it when you really see it. In fact, my partner says he doesn't even believe it still, even though he's got it right in his own account. It seems unreal. So we sold out of inventory. Now the problem was I went back to a manufacturer and they couldn't get any more stock. There was a seasonality issue with the product that
Oh,
was
no
affecting
way.
everybody. Yeah, it was just one of those freak things. So they couldn't get more in stock for like 6 or 7 weeks. Right. So
Oh,
what
oh, that's rough.
what happened, we basically sold out of the product within by about mid-February. Although what was interesting was that we kept raising the price just to test it to see how high the
Huh.
price would go,
Right?
because we were selling at $30. And so we got down to our last 50 units. I thought, what the heck, I'll raise the price. So $40 still made sales, $50 still made sales, 60,
Whoa.
70, $80. We sold more than 20 of our 200 units for $80 a unit.
Jeez, that is crazy. Go nuts.
Yeah, here's the crazy thing. There are other people on the page that were selling it for less than 30. But
Oh,
we still sold, we still made sales, right? That just goes to show the price elasticity that is possible in Amazon. Price, a lot of people don't don't worry about price. There's also a group of people for whom the opposite is true. They only want to buy the most expensive because they equate that with the best quality.
mm,
And guess what? They tend to be the most affluent, the most successful people in society, right? So that just opened our mind to the amazing power of price elasticity in this. But so coming back to the point, if we'd have had 1,000 units in stock, we probably would have made $20,000 in February. Instead, we made less than half of that, right? About 8 or 9. So I regret that we didn't buy 1,000 units when we got started. But then, to be fair, it was sensible maybe to not take too much of a risk to buy too much
Right.
inventory for product one. But now, when we launch in second product, we're straight 1,000 units. I don't care. I'm not going to
Right.
run that risk again of running out when once your product starts to rank and really momentum takes off and you get to page one.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. This is some great advice. I'm sure for the people watching, but as well for me, because I'm thinking about. I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely right. That's very sensible. But you want to make sure and have that available, and that's a really high quality problem to have. Of oh no, they want it so bad, it's all gone, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely. So now our product one is back in stock again, and we're having to rebuild the ranking again because it's been so long. It's been out of stock. It lost a bit of
Mm,
ranking, and it's starting to build up again, and that's cool, and it will get to where it was before.
mm,
So there's no sweat, right? But what it also proved to us when we launched the second product, it was no fluke. Because again, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, was this a
right.
fluke product? Was this a one-off, one-hit wonder? But when the second product's taken off too, it just goes to show this is a system. This is formulaic. As long as
Mm,
you follow the advice in that amazing selling machine for how you pick your products, following the criteria, it's very, very hard to not succeed. In fact, the only way you can vaguely not succeed is just by not making money as quickly as you might
right.
like. You don't run any risk of losing money. It's only how quickly will you make money. And I like those odds. I'll take those odds any day of the week in a business. Thank you very much.
Amen. Amen, brother. So, well, you know what, James, this has been awesome. I also know that you're a very busy person with your Amazon business. So, I don't have any questions unless you have any questions or any parting words that you want to give to our audience before we go.
Well, again, I just want to thank you again, Zane, for giving me the opportunity to share this story because I do believe hearing real people's stories is one of the best ways for people to understand how important this opportunity is.
Mhm.
And it definitely hearing other people's stories inspired me. So I hope this might inspire other people to really focus, put a lot of attention onto Amazing Selling Machine. It's the best business opportunity I've ever come across in my entire life. It's a once in a decade opportunity. And frankly, you just need to join it, sign up right now if you're interested, only if you're interested in creating a passive, highly automated online income stream that can scale to heights you never would dream possible. If you're not interested in that, then don't worry, you don't need it. But if
Yeah.
you do like the sound of that, this is what you should be doing.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's throwing their hat in the ring and basically saying yes, this is good, and you should definitely do it because well, James and I both have plenty of experience when it comes to an information product, and this is just one that's just blows our mind. So again, thank you, James. We've run down to the end of the interview. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can come to me, drop any comments in the comments below, and look forward to seeing you in the ASM Masters Facebook group. So see you later. Bye.
Cheers, everyone.